one. An asana for those under the weight of addiction. Come to a comfortable seat. You may choose to sit on a block, a blanket, anything that makes you feel supported. And bringing your hands together in Anjali Mudra prayer, open up the three longest fingers. A lotus seed settles into the mud. Through the murky water, the new shoot reaches for the light. So slowly lifting Lotus Mudra, a representation of rising and falling. And as it is growing, the plant filters and clarifies the water. The muddier and cloudier the water is, the more the plant is nourished and the better the bloom will thrive. And as the lotus grows, raise your arm. The flower emerges healthy, vibrant, and clean, reaching for the sun. Split your lotus mudra apart and bring your palms to prayer. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply, drawing your energy inward. And exhale slowly. Open your eyes and come to your mat, onto your belly. This is pranam. Pranam pose, a pose of surrender. And here we continue to draw inward wherever you find yourself today. Call in your mind, your body, your spirit to this place. No matter what the stories are that you've brought to the mat, inhale some clarity. And exhale, feeling a little lighter. Surrender. On your next exhalation, slide your hands underneath your shoulders and press back to child's pose. The lotus starts its life as a seed in seed form. So adjust any prop, a block, a blanket, in a way that supports you. Maybe a block under your brow, anything that helps you feel grounded as you move into a shape of compression, of grounding down. You may feel like bringing your palms to prayer with your brow on the earth, bringing prayer hands behind your head or your neck. Tuning into the grounding energy. Just like a seed, we draw in, we ground down. Sometimes we're in the mud. But what we learn in the birth and death cycle, not just of life, but of our own habits. There's a time that we need to do these things, to settle into the mud, to look around a bit, take in some nutrients, some time, some breath, some stillness. Bring your palms to the ground. Another way to surrender, surrendering your breath, surrender to the moment. Like a seed, feel a sense of emerging. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders, pressing up to all fours. Back at your knees, bring them about hip distance apart. Still using the earthly energy. Protect through your shoulders, press the ground away, keep your head in neutral, and think of your tail here. Lift your tail. And as if you've got a pencil for a tailbone, draw a circle. Draw a circle, a big circle, a vast circle, and reverse the circle and keep going. And as you draw these pelvic circles, notice this churning you feel, circular motion around the abdomen. You're in a place of change every time we come to the mat. And here we find this in the pose and the motion, the churning with the eyes closed, visualizing maybe how a seed gets knocked around a bit in the mud as it begins to emerge from its skin. Takes a little bit of knocking around in the element for us to see what's truly inside. And pausing in neutral, pause in neutral. Tuck your toes underneath. Walk your hands towards you. Either sit back on your heels or lift your knees, moving into Malasana, yogic squat. Step your feet apart, toes out, heels in. You can place a block underneath your tail for support. Rock your body side to side. And keeping the lotus in mind here, the feet is now emerging. We come from the mud. We sense this beginning of expansion, something new. Take your left arm out in front of your knee, raise your right arm up, spread your fingers, lift your heart slightly, a light lift through your body, reach up. And then coming center, lotus Padma Mudra. Sliding your three longest fingers away from one another. Take a breath in and open. Again, that same sense of reaching, just a very light expansion, a suggestion, some curiosity. Bring your palms back together, open up the three longest fingers. Use the earth, use the mud, press away. Visualizing that same shoot. Slowly coming up, raise your lotus mudra. Lift it up, open up. Bring your palms to prayer in front of your heart and slowly slide down. And continuing these motions together. So from the Hatha Mudra. Hatha Mudra, the reminder that we are a culmination of earth and heaven. We're grounded and ethereal. As we continue these motions together, we're reminded of the birth death cycle, not only of our bodies, but of so many things every time we come to the mat. We rise and we fall. Corpse pose to child pose. One more time up, lift up, reach up. And stand tall. Tadasana. Bring the big toe mounds together. Rock your feet in and out. Find the groundedness. Turn your palms forward. Lift your shoulders up, back, and down. Maybe turning palms out. Feel your heart lift. Close your eyes. Observe this sense of emanating, of imminence. Lengthen through the crown very lightly. Press your feet down into the ground. Notice the energy that you're feeling. And with eyes closed, here we are in stillness, quiet, radiant, pouring forth and connecting to something beyond time and space. Maybe a feeling of home, of no thingness, just stillness, of being held in your own radiance. A soft gaze, soft drishti. Bring your palms together, draw back in. Draw back in. Forward fold. Coming back down, drawing in, grounding down. Walk your hands forward, come to hands and knees. Drop thighs, belly, chest and chin all the way. Pranam. Palms down. Where we surrender. And begin again. You can lie there as long as you like. The light in me bows and honors the light in you. Namaste.
All right, welcome to Moving Through Resistance. I'm Maggie and I'll be guiding you through this mini practice. For this practice, you'll just need your mat and open space. So we'll start off coming up to stand. Can you hear me? Okay. Coming up to stand. And planting your feet hip width apart. Notice your heels rooting down into the earth. And take a breath in, spiral your inner thighs towards the back of the room. And inhale, hug your shoulders up towards your shoulder or your ears, and exhale, soften them down your back body, palms to face forward, mountain pose, Tadasana. Take a big breath in, circle your arms up and overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, hands draw into your heart center. And close your eyes. Attune to your breath. Begin to bring yourself back to a time where an opportunity or a goal was set, or a new project, and you're focused on a certain outcome, on achieving a goal, achieving an outcome. And maybe that's now in your life at this moment. And gently bring light onto your eyes. And together we'll begin to move as if you're moving along that path, that goal, fluidly and free. Inhale, circle your arms up and overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, hinge at your hips, dive forward, melt your chest towards your thighs, forward fold. Deep breath in, hands to your shins, halfway rise. Exhale to soften and melt your chest down, release through your head and neck. Deep breath in to root down into the earth, rise all the way up to stand, arms extend skyward, palms to touch. Exhale, hands to your heart. Invitation to close your eyes. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, extend your arms wide, hinge at your hips and forward fold. Deep breath in to elongate halfway. Exhale, melting your chest, release your head and thigh, forward fold. Deep breath in to roll your way up to stand. Arms extend skyward. Noticing that rhythm, that ease and flow of finding this path and moving along it. And inhale, arms sweep up once again. Exhale, swan dive forward. And inhale, halfway rise. Exhale to fold forward. Deep breath in to rise up, arms extend skyward, noticing that at any time, anything new can pop into your orbit. As your hands draw into your heart center, press your right hand forward, palm facing forward, as if you're pressing it away. No, not at this time. Deep breath in, palms come back together, up and overhead. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Breathe in, elongate halfway. Exhale to melt. Root down to rise up. Arms extending skyward. Exhale, palms draw into your heart center. Exhale, press your left hand away, palm facing forward. Breathe in both arms to extend up. Exhale, swan dive down. Breathe in, elongate halfway, pause here. And exhale, step your right foot back. Pivot your right foot 90 degrees. Take a deep breath in and circle your arms and your torso up onto the horizon for warrior two. It's checking in with your foundation, rooting down into the lateral edges of your feet. Feel your inner arches lift off the earth. And exhale, settle into your lunge. From this place, imagine this feeling of openness and following along your path and this goal. And then other things coming into your life. Maybe it's a new experience, a person, something, and for some reason you're not ready for it. Take a breath in, straighten through your left leg. Arms extend up and overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, deepen into your front lunge, draw your hands into your heart center and press them away. Do that again, inhale to rise up. Exhale, draw in and press, feeling this resistance, maybe to a calling of some kind. 2 more cycles. Notice if this resonates with some moment of your life, where there was resistance to choose a different path or to walk a certain path, to change course. And draw your hands to your heart. Gaze forward. And then take a breath and step your feet to the top of your mat. And finding your way back on that original path, inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Deep breath in to elongate halfway. Exhale, melt your chest, release your head and neck. Deep breath in to rise up. Arriving back at this place of comfort and familiarity. Inhale, arms sweep up and overhead. Exhale, hinge with your hips and dive forward. Inhale to elongate. Exhale to release and fold towards your legs. Inhale, root down to rise up. Arms extend skyward, palms to touch. Exhale, draw your hands into your heart center. Press your right hand forward. Again, pressing away, resisting the call. Breathe in, draw your hands to your heart. Big circle up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale to elongate. Exhale to melt, forward fold. Deep breath in to root down and rise up. Arms reaching skyward. Exhale, hands draw in to your heart center. Exhale, left hand presses forward. Breathe in, palms to connect. Exhale to soften. Take a breath in, circle your arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Deep breath in, elongate halfway. Exhale, step your left foot back. Pivot your heel 90 degrees. Then deep breath in to circle your arms up. Settle your heart over your hips and extend your arms onto the horizon. And finding your foundation here along this path that you set for yourself. Feeling that comfort, that determination to complete the goal or to complete that course. And then societal norms possibly come into play, or pressures from others. You need to take a breath in, reaching your arms apart. Exhale, draw your arms up and overhead, straighten through your front leg. Exhale, hands come into your heart center. Sink into your front lunge and press your hands away. Going to press those energies out of your circle. Not ready. A lot of resistance, a lot of mental turbulence. Take a breath, straighten your arms up and overhead to touch. Exhale, sinking deep into that front lunge, extend your arms out wide. One more cycle. And pause in the warrior two. And take a breath in, gaze to the front of your mat, step to the top of your mat, hands to your heart center. Breathe. And closing your eyes or soften your gaze, and begin to tune inward. Beginning to attune to your heart's desire. Noticing that you're in this place of resistance and chaos. And tuning into what you truly desire, despite what might be around you. Any pressures, any naysayers. And then take a deep breath in, circle your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the small of your back. Breathe in to elongate your front body. Exhale, squeeze your elbows towards each other. Gaze towards the skyline. Supported standing back bend. 4 deep breaths, allowing your heart to open, your breath to wash through the front of your heart. Noticing this openness to any calling, this leaning into trust. Breathe in to rise up to vertical. Exhale, hinge at your hips, let your hands slide along your back body, melting your chest towards your thighs. And then clasp onto your elbows and release your head and neck. Invitation to sway side to side. I'm fully tuning into your heart's desire. And what is this calling, this feeling? Allowing that connection, that relationship to be acknowledged. And recognizing when there is fear or worry around a choice. And then inhale, releasing your clasp. Bending deeply into your knees, take a deep breath in, root down into your feet and slowly stacking your spine as if you're rising up, open and new, ready to embrace. And looping your shoulders up towards your ears, soften them down your back body. And then finding something to gaze upon that is not moving. Load your weight into your right leg, flare your right thigh out, and come to a kickstand or option to float your left foot to your low calf or up into your inner thigh for more heat. And inhale, float your arms up towards the sky. Tree pose. And noticing this feeling here, maybe it resonates with a time in your life where you felt solid and grounded, yet open and expansive, ready to receive with confidence and trust along a new path or a new trajectory. And breathing in, palms to unite at the heart center. And exhale, anchor your left foot into the earth. Loading into your left foot, flare your right thigh out. And settle your foot above or below your knee. And inhale, invitation to extend your arms up and overhead, Vrikshasana. And tuning here to this shift, this access to bliss, to aligning with your inner calling, to blazing your own new path. And welcome a breath in, lift your heart towards the sky. Exhale, hands draw in towards midline, releasing your right foot to the earth. And inhale, circle your arms up and overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, hands hug into your heart center. Gentle bow towards your heart. And attune to the overall feeling within your entire being. Knowing that at times there will often be resistance to change or resistance to following a calling. It's only when we can fully surrender so we can access the bliss on the other side. And thank you for joining me. Namaste.